Hello everybody, welcome to another Rick's Picks. So the new Arctic Hiss just came out for pre-order and Hasbro's asking for $200 for this. Now my question is this really worth that much money? Well, we're going to try to answer that in this video. So without any further ado, roll that intro. Okay, so like I said earlier, the new Arctic Hiss is now out for pre-order. All right, and it's a limited run pre-order. So what that means is that, it's only limited quality. You have a limited amount of time to get it. So whatever's pre-ordered in that limited time is what's going to be made. They're not going to make any more of them. Just whatever's being pre-ordered in the allotted time. So that's interesting. That's something new that they're doing. Opposed to the Haslabs, to where it's basically a GoFundMe. So you put your money down, enough people buy it, then they'll actually fund it. Excuse me. Okay. So that's the difference between the two things they're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this, the Arctic one's price versus the original Hiss's price. All right. Now this one goes for a whopping $200. This one went for $300. Okay, so we're going to look at and see, is this actually worth the $200? So first thing you got to look at with this is the body. All right, the body is the same body as the original Cobra Hiss, just repurposed, which I don't have any problems with that. We all knew eventually they were going to do this. Okay, so it's a repurposed Cobra Hiss without all the bells and whistles. So it doesn't have none of the lights or anything like that. It's just the basic same body. I'm going to guess that the treads do probably still work. All right. The dome, they went with the new style dome opposed to the classic dome with this, which isn't that bad. On top, they replaced the double cannon with a missile rack. But even the missile rack is repurposed because that's the same missile rack that is on the Cobra Jeep. Okay. So nothing new there. So at this point, there's nothing new about this. It's all repurposed parts, okay? And that's going to be very important in this. Next thing is it comes with two new things, and that's a basket on the one side, so you could put fuel canisters, tools, weapons, whatever you want to put in that little side pouch. And then on the other side, it has a bit of deco that looks like maybe a tent or some winter camping gear or whatever wrapped up on the other side. So that's the new stuff with it. Also, it comes with a pilot. But the pilot is nothing new either. The pilot is just a repurposed snow serpent with a Cobra Hiss head. So there's nothing new with him either. He comes with two pistols and a rifle. So the only thing you're really getting new with this is the paint deco and the side basket and tent equipment. That's the only thing new. Everything else about this is completely retooled and repurposed. All right. So that's what you're getting for $200. Now remember, you're not really getting this for $200 either. It's going to, at the end of the day, probably be somewhere close to, let's say, about $230, $240 after you factor in taxes and shipping and handling, because Hasbro will not give you free shipping on this. They will make you pay, out the nose for the shipping and handling as well. So that's everything you get for $200. Now let's take a look at this. This was $300, so it was $100 more. Okay, got the same body, but with a whole bunch of lights. So you had the exterior lights. You had the cab lights, and you even had the light that comes down from the nose into a Cobra logo. So you get all these really cool lights and what have you with it. Okay. The body, you get a lot of extra accessories. So you had an extra set of plates to cover up your treads. You get two domes. So you have the classic Cobra Hiss dome. You also got the new style dome. You also got rocket launchers, which go on either side. Okay. And that's pretty much all the extra gear that came with it. So a lot more extra gear and a lot more bells and whistles. Also, it came with 4 figures. Okay, so you came with your standard Cobra Hiss. It came out with a turret Hiss member, and then you also got a female Hiss pilot. And the big thing was you also got an exclusive Mickey Mouse ear Cobra Commander. So you got 4 figures with this, plus a whole bunch of extras. Now, the average G.I. Joe figure goes, let's say, for about $25. So those 4 figures right there alone would have taken the $100. So that's $100 basically right there for the 4 figures, let alone all the extra gear, bells and whistles, and what have you. So that's $300 opposed to $200. So the real question is this really worth the $200? All right. My question is no, not even. I would probably go for maybe about 150, maybe 170, if you really want to push the limit. But I don't really feel like this is worth $200. It's a nice piece. I do like it. And that's the sad thing about it. I do like it. I think it's really cool looking. I like what they did with it. But for one thing, you don't get anything new with it. There's nothing new about this except for the 2 baskets on the sides. Other than that, everything else on this is repurposed. Opposed to this one where you got so much good stuff for an extra $100. I think this should have been priced down a little bit more. And like I said, it isn't that I don't like this. Don't think that I don't like this. I think it's a really cool product, but it would be like getting, maybe a G.I. Joe figure that normally goes for $25 to $30, for $50 or $60 for your average Joe figure. Yeah, they look cool. You like them, but they ain't worth that. And that's the problem I feel with this, is that it isn't worth this much money. I think because it's all repurposed and gutted, because it doesn't have none of the lights or nothing, I definitely feel like the price should have been a lot lower on this. And, that's my personal thoughts on it, but I want to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm right? Do you think this is not worth, $200? Or do you think, yes, it is 100% worth $200 and it's worth every cent of it? Or what would you price this out at as a collector? Would you price this at the 150, maybe 170? Would you go higher or lower? I really want to hear from you guys in the comments. So I hope you guys like this review. Now, I also want to take time to mention my shout outs. So first on that list is Byron Bassett and his alter ego, Humongous. He's a real big help to the channel. He does a lot of things for the channel, and he's a big supporter of the channel. He does have his own YouTube channel and show that he does every Sunday. So check out his information in the description. Next person I want to give, group that I want to give a shout out to is Action Figure Geeks. They're a Reddit channel that also supports this channel that I'm part of, and it's a good group of people. So check out their information in the description. Next thing I want to do is ask you to check out my G.I. Joe playlist and my membership program. Plus hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.